Hello everyone, it is me Mary, and I am doing a different type of video for you today. What this video is going to be on is still about couponing, but it's couponing for other types of items. So what we're going to look at is how to apply couponing to other parts of your life and not just in products. So I did a video on highlights and how to do them really cheap and very nicely. So now what I'm going to do is a video on acrylic nails. Here in Maine, every time I only went like once because it was way too expensive. But I went one time here in Maine to get a manicure and a pedicure, and when they told me it was about $100, I could have sworn that I was going to die because in Georgia, it's about $19 for a full set. So very different. So I decided at that point that I would have to figure out a way to have beautiful nails and to do so in a very inexpensive manner. Us as ladies, we are faced with having to uphold a certain standard for society. If that is not a factor and you don't care, which I really don't, we still want to feel very nicely about ourselves and feel confident and good about ourselves, but sometimes that comes at a cost. So I want to help you get your costs lower. I'm going to show you a way that you can have beautiful nails through couponing, and when we do this, we can see that we can have just as nice of nails as people would have from a salon. Now all the products that you're going to see here are going to be less than $10, and this is how I am able to do very nice nails. Now, I use some different products that I get from Sally's, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use products that are under $10 that you can easily get at Rite Aid or CVS. There are a few products that you would need from Sally's, but apart from that, these products will definitely suffice here. So, alright, one of the first things you're definitely going to need is going to be some acetone. 100% acetone, you do have to be kind of careful with this product because it can take off your fake nails. So I do use this if you're not wanting to use a dehydrant. It works well. So I have that for you. This right here ended up costing me, I think, like 29 cents at CVS. You can have a clear coat. I use gel, and I receive gel very inexpensively, but this would be an alternative which you can get free all the time, so that's one right there. The gel that I'm actually going to use for this video, and it looks like it got wet, sorry about that. This gel I ended up getting at Rite Aid on 75% off clearance. I also had a coupon which made this less than $1 here. This has white gel polish, has tips, files, picks, clear coat, and the white gel. I got this buffer here. I believe I got this at Sally's for less than, I'm wanting to say it was probably 20 cents. I have 3 files that I'm going to use here. All of these files together cost me less than $1.50. I like using files that have different size grits just because I use them for different things. I would really like to have an actual drill, but it's really expensive and I just don't have that money right now. Now, here are some nail cutters. I got these at the Dollar Tree for $1. I did get a cuticle pusher at Sally's. Once again, this was, I don't know, 49 cents or so. I got this on 75% off at Rite Aid. I also had a coupon. So this product right here cost me less than $1. Picked this up for about 40 cents at Sally's. Picked this up at the Dollar Tree. Works very well. And I got this kit on 75% off clearance, plus I had a $1 coupon which made this less than $2. This is going to have the bonding liquid, the acrylic powder, glue, brush, and 40 tips. Now if I were doing my nails, what I normally use, which is still very inexpensive, is I use these types of products. I have primers, dehydrants, different things of that nature. However, this actual kit, everything I have here, will more than suffice, and you will have absolutely beautiful nails at an amazing price. So let's go ahead and get started. My daughter is going to be the person that I'm going to be doing her nails. She does not wear nails. She doesn't like anything done to her nails. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So this is going to be fun. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to clean her natural nail. Alright, just going to do one for the purpose of this video. I do not want to spend forever in a day doing this. As long as you see one nail, you'll definitely know the process well enough to be able to do it for yourself. Okay, because you'll do them all the same. Alright, she has a little bit of protective clear coat on her nail, just because I like to make sure that her nails are nice and healthy, even though she refuses to let me do anything cute with them. Okay, so her nail is clean. It also doesn't have any type of shine on it. I am going to actually what I'm going to do is get the cuticles off first, because I don't want to risk tearing her nails with a rough file. So as we see here, this does have a cuticle pusher in it, so you don't have to have the one that I had showed earlier. I prefer the other one, but it's not necessary. I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for just a second. I want it to really soak into her finger, the cuticles of her fingernail, or by her fingernail, because I don't want to tear her skin later. And I know that you've had this happen with the drills at the nail salon. What will happen is that your cuticles have not really been attended to very well, and then they end up cutting them, and it really hurts. So I don't want to do that to her. She's really young, and I just don't want to hurt her. So I know that she really doesn't have much on the side of cuticles, because that's already taken care of, typically. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this device, and I'm going to push back. Now I'm going to tell you right now, as I do this, try not to push that, honey. As I do this, I can see that more cuticle remover is coming out, so I am going to transition over to my device that I use. And once again, I got this at Sally's. Very, very cheap. And I am just ever so softly pushing her cuticles back. And they feel very nice. I don't feel like I have much play here. I'm going to put this to the side. Now I'm just going to go in, I'm going to look very well, and I'm just going to push with my nail, see if there's anything that I missed there. And there's really not. So going to look and see if there's any cuticles there that I need to remove. Okay, I see a little bitty bit right here. Very, very minimal amounts. Please stop moving this, okay? Alright, sorry about that. Very minimal amount of cuticle here that I need to get. She has them pretty much cleaned up there, so very good. Just a little bit. Very nice. Good to stay on top of your cuticles. Once again, I'm going to use some nail polish remover. Just going to make sure that I get all that residue off the nail. I am not a beautician, nor do I claim to be. I do this because I want to save money, and I want to feel nice about myself while I'm doing it. I'm doing these videos because I know that there's already enough of a financial burden on everybody right now. So what I've decided to do is do videos like this to be able to help people regain some of that confidence, or just, wanting to do something nice. So what I'm going to do right now is just get off some of the oil from the nail, and kind of bring up some ridges there to be able to have the glue adhere to it. The goal is not going to be to damage her nail. The goal is going to be just to have enough play there to where the actual nail can adhere to the glue, and I want that to stay on relatively well. I'm going to round out her nail just a little bit. She obviously bites her nails, so it's not much to do there. I would recommend cutting down your real nails when you're doing this. The reason I recommend cutting down your real nails is because if you have very long nails, you're going to be able to see the growth underneath. So you don't want to have that. I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing, so I don't do that. There's a little bitty cuticle I'm going to get there. Anyway, so I just like to have it kind of low. Not this low, but obviously she bites, so there's nothing I can do. Now, something else I wanted to note with taking off the cuticles is that if you do have the cuticles and the acrylic touches the cuticles, you're going to see it's going to start to peel off. So then you're going to have your acrylic nail starting to separate from your nail because it's stuck to the skin. So it's always best whenever you do nails to have those cuticles pushed all the way back and do not touch any acrylic to the actual skin. So this nail is going to be ready to go. So I'm going to put up this product here. It's a really good cuticle remover. Typically when I do my nails, this is the cuticle remover that I use. However, I can see right now that that is a perfectly fine cuticle remover to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is open this product. As we see here, we have acrylic liquid, we have acrylic powder, we have a brush, glue, and we have 40 tips. There are white tips and there are clear tips. If you want to have French tips, I would advise using the white tips, or you can paint. It would be easier just to do the white tips. If you want to paint over your tips, I would advise to use the clear tips here, so you can easily paint over the top of your nail. Now with the bonding liquid, this is typically what I use. It's a little bit more expensive, probably $10. I do get out of this bottle about 6 months of nails, so for $10 I'm really not that concerned with it. But this right here is a nice sized bottle of a clear acrylic liquid, so it seems like a very good alternative. I would normally use this right here, my acrylic powder. I have clear and pink. But this right here, for this acrylic powder, for clear, I think that this is going to be a great amount to use here. You could probably do your nails a full set and fill-ins for about maybe 2 months with this kit right here. You would need more nails if you're going to be applying new sets instead of doing fill-ins. This is kind of what I use for my nails that I have on right now. We have glue. I typically use this one right here. However, I definitely believe this is going to be great, especially for less than $2 for a whole kit. And we have a brush. Now I'm going to be very honest with you. The only thing that I'm concerned with right now is the brush. I use professional brushes, and the reason I do so is because I don't want any bubbles to come out in my acrylic, and I don't know, I just have a certain type of brush that I like to use. However, for the purpose of this video, we're going to use the kit that we have right now. I'm going to use a French tip for her because she's just not going to keep on nail polish at all. She's probably not even going to keep this on, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm just going to look at everything that I have. Powder here. Oh, it's sealed, so that's nice. I take that off. Looks very nice and iridescent. So we have that right there. Very pretty powder, so I'm very excited about this powder here. Okay, so I'm going to put these to the side. Now, by just looking at it, I could see that this was a tip that's probably going to fit her. When I'm looking at a tip, it may look a little small, right? You don't want to push the tip so far down to where, you know what, this may not fit her actually. Nope, it doesn't. I was wrong. So, let's grab another tip. That will work. What I want you to see is that it covers to each side. It doesn't overlap, nor is it too big or too small. So this is going to be a perfect tip size for her. It's a size 3. That's actually what I use on my middle finger. So I'm just going to, I saw that it was a little going over, so I'm just going to round this out just a wee bit. I would recommend doing this for each nail, just checking how it feels there. You want it to be tight, you want it to fit well, and you don't want it to go over to where you're having any type of overage go on your nail. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since I've got this fitted, is I'm going to make sure I take off any of the debris, and I'm going to get my glue. Different people have different ways and different preferences. For me personally, I prefer to put my glue, and it's not open, I prefer to put my glue on the tip. I know some people will probably say I'm wrong, and hey, you know what? I may very well be wrong. I am not a professional when it comes to this stuff. So, I'm going to get the tip here. And you don't want to soak the tip, per se, in glue. Well, come on now, did I not cut it enough? I didn't want to cut it too low to where it would cause a problem, but apparently I'm going to have to do it. Or this is just some old funky glue. Yeah, I've taken this off of camera because I really don't want you seeing me squeeze the glue bottle with my teeth. Come on, glue. Well, y'all know this is a brand new product. Oh wow, it's gonna explode all over me. Guess what? You can use that glue, but for right now, I am just going to open up my glue because I don't have all day for that. Okay guys, so I put a nice little bead of glue there. I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way to the side. I don't want it to where it's dripping down or anything of that nature, so it's definitely not doing that. I want it to sit just for a few seconds, and now I'm going to just apply it to her nail. I'm going to put on her nail here and I'm going to press down. Her nail beds are very small, so as you see I'm having to pull it kind of high. I normally wouldn't do that. I don't like that at all. But when you have your nails chomped all the way down, you have to make sure you adhere this to nails and not to skin. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and hold this on here. You can see I'm doing it for a nice amount of time. I just like to make sure that it's on very well. The nail is on well. It's on my skin. Yeah, you can definitely feel the nail right here on her skin because it's all the way down. But that's what happens when you bite your nails. Dirty habit, Marie. Okay, now I'm using this from the dollar store. If I were doing my own nails, I'd be using this device right here. I would definitely say this makes it a lot easier. But we're going for the $10 or less. If you'll hand me your nail, I'm going to do it very short for her. So when you're using one of these right here, what you need to do is go each side. Don't attempt to go the whole nail because you don't want to do that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist and I'm just going to kind of pop it off there. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file her nail down to the shape that I want it to. It's already touching her skin. That's how short this is. So I'm going to go down. I'm not going to do this absolutely perfect right now. I can file it a little bit later, but I'm going to get it down to where I want it to be. If I had a drill, this would be a lot easier, but you know, and you can tell she's never had her nails done because she doesn't know how to hold her hand to make this easier on me. So this is probably the punishment I get for making her do her nails. Alright, Alright, this is not perfect right now, but it doesn't have to be, because we will make sure these are shaped perfectly later. A little bit of a lip there that I don't like. So here we go. At this point, what I would normally do would be to get my dehydrant, put it on, and then I would get my primer to help the acrylic adhere better to the nail. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to do this, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. Just nicely adhered to the actual fingernail. It is very short down on her nail, so I couldn't get it any shorter for her. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is I want this nail to be nice and free of any type of dust here. So I've got that. And I'm going to use my little thingy, very cheap, from Sally's. That's way too much acrylic powder, or acrylic liquid. I will put it back in there later though, so I'm not really worried about that. Something I would like to say is that when you're using brushes, a nail brush cleaner is definitely preferred. However, we're not using one of those right now. So you see I kind of saturated the brush there. So right now I'm just trying to make my brush rather pliable. Okay. Here I have my powder. Put it right here. So once again I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get it nice and pliable. And then I need to get rid of the excess liquid. You don't want it to be sopping wet. I've never used this powder, so we'll see how this goes. So what I would like to do is go through, drag to the side, and then pull my ball there. You don't want any powder left. Okay. Now we're kind of at a race against time here. It's a very interesting brush. You can already tell it's not really what I would normally use. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pretty much going over the nail. This will start to dry, so you want to make sure that you get it on relatively quickly, but you also want to try to get it as smooth as possible. You don't want to touch the actual cuticle, and you want to go ahead and go down. Now, if I had a problem and I had some issues with the actual powder, what I could do, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off every time. This would be where a brush cleaner would really help. What I can do is I can always get the liquid and I can kind of pat to put it down to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Okay. I'm going to clean this off really quick, and I'm definitely going to do a few more coats of this acrylic. Once again, I'm getting some liquid right on the end of my brush. I'm going to put in and I'm going to pull. I don't have any excess powder, so now I'm just going to go in. And I know this is liquidy, guys. Normally it's not. I'm not accustomed to this powder, so what I'm going to do is just kind of pull off the excess liquid there. This is actually, for a very inexpensive kit, this is very, very nice. I'm really, really kind of in shock. I had a little bit of an overage there on the side, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this liquid and I'm going to pull that away from the cuticle. Now, a little bit more dip and pull. And I'm going to get right over here on the side because I haven't really given this much attention yet. Patting, patting. And get this nice and smooth. Very, very nice here. I want it to be even. No bubbles. See a little bit of a collection here. So I'm going to just put it in and pull. This powder is extremely user friendly. I am very shocked at the quality of this powder. Now see here how I have a little bit of a dip over the end, not much. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off. If I had a drill, I wouldn't worry about it because I would just, you know, sand underneath, but I don't. Go ahead and stir this, and I'm gonna get one last nice coat of acrylic on her nail. Now I do not want a lot of water at this time, or liquid, but I do want a nice amount. Now I understand somebody's going to probably say, Mary, it's a little too liquidy. I get that. I'm not perfect. I love my nails. I love the way I do my nails. And it works for me. So. A little bit here like this. See, we have that powder right there. I'm going to let that drain to cover that. A little bit more there. And I am now going to be done after I get this on here. And now we see I'm kind of doing more of a tapping motion on the sides here. Filling in the little holes there to make sure they're nice and everything's wonderfully filled in. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Now, I am just going to go ahead and pull this acrylic off, make it easier for me so I don't have to deal with it later. It is done. I definitely will have some buffing to do here. This would be nice to have a drill, but it's not going to be that much of a big deal. So normally I would go ahead and move on to the next nail. However, we're not doing another nail because I think that she will probably take this off pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this dry for just a second. Pour this back in here. For the price, I can tell you that I am ecstatic about this product. And I have been doing my nails for a very long time. Done other people's nails, so I am just very, very excited about this product here. Alright, still a little bit pliable, so I don't want to really do anything right now. So what I'm going to do is push pause for just a second, and I'm going to clean my brush and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I'm back. Her nails had long enough to dry. This would not be an issue if I had done all of her nails because the time that I got back, I'd be ready to actually address the nail. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm really going to put some attention into shaping the nail properly. Once again, if I had a drill, this would make this a lot easier, but I don't. And maybe a lot of you, when you're starting out, you won't have one either. I would recommend, though, if you're going to buy a drill, to invest a nice amount into the drill. The reason that I would say this is because whenever you get a cheap drill, it's not going to work very well for you. So what I'm doing is I'm filing the nails, I'm going to the sides here, I'm going to kind of shape the nail the way I want it to be. And then I am going to go ahead and do the tops of the nails. So this right here, it looks a little awkward right now because there's a bump of acrylic. So it will definitely even out once I file that right there. So don't worry, she's not going to have some bobo weird looking nails here. Alrighty. Wonderful. Okay, there's a little bit of an overage on the tip right there. I would file that off, especially if I had a drill. It'd be a lot easier, but I am not going to potentially risk hurting her cuticle, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pull that to the side. Now what I'm going to do here is there's different grits. I'm going to start with one that's not very, very hard, so maybe a little bit of a medium grit. And now I am going to start filing the top of the nail to get it very, very smooth. I'm going to have to put some attention right here just because I see there was a little bit of a ball there. So I'm going to make sure this is 100% smooth, nice and beautiful, and then we'll address the rest. Alright guys, I'm back. And what I'm going to do now, since I've already filed the nails, is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to buff the nails out. What I'm trying to do is make sure that there is absolutely no rough edges. I want this to be as smooth as I can be. No. I want this to be as smooth as I can be, as I can have it. I have a collection of dust right here. So I'm going to get it as smooth as possible. I did a little bit of a round thing there. The nail is very, very smooth and it feels very nice actually. So I'm going to see if I can do this right here. As you see, there are absolutely no bumps. The nail is very, very smooth. I don't have any mess underneath the nail, which is very nice. That's why it's important to get rid of that spill off when you're doing your nails. And as we see here, there's no bumps at all. So it's a very nice nail. Okay, so please, actually you don't have to wash your hands. So now I'm going to be a little interesting. I know this is kind of a fun way to do that, but I don't want any dust in her nail. So put your hand right over here, please. What we're going to do now is I'm going to use gel. I've never used this gel before. French manicure, my goodness, clear. So I'm going to open this right here. Looks like there's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, look at that. White tips. Very pretty. I don't need any white tips because we've already had them. Hopefully there's a coupon in here. That would be nice. No coupon. Just directions. Kind of disappointing. Oh well. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of water here. This may not be the right way to do this, but hey. It's going to be my way today. Alright, may I please see your nail? Once again, I'm going to clean it, try to get out all of the debris there. Okay. This right here, like I said, I got it for less than $2. I'm not going to use the white gel polish. I am just going to use the clear, the transparent there. Don't need these right now, so I'm going to push them to the side. I am also going to bring my gel lamp. There are a lot of new gels out there that you do not need a lamp for. However, I use a lamp. And here is my lamp. So I'm going to paint her nail first. So what I like to do is I like to do this in a two-step process. Typically, I use this right here. I will probably receive somebody telling me that I'm wrong and doing it twice, but this is what I do, and this is how I do my nails. And to be quite frank, I really like my nails, so I'm pretty happy with the results. This is gel. It is very, very, very important that you do not get the gel on the skin like I just did. So So, wow. Of course I would do that. I am not a good nail painter. I do a lot of things pretty good, but painting nails is not my strong suit. You do not want to have any lumps at all. Since I got some on her skin, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off of the cuticle really fast. You do not want gel on the fingernail. Or excuse me, one on the fingernail and not on the finger. So there we go. What I'm going to do at this point is I am going to put her, you can put your hand in there please. Okay, don't touch the sides. Thank you. I'm going to put this fingernail in here and let it cure for about 30 seconds. Lay it down. Okay. I'm going to leave it in there for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to look at it and see if I want to use an additional coat. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So we'll see what's going to happen there. This one right here is very nice because it actually, what does it do? I don't know what it does, I just forgot. Oh, it has a motion sensor. Let's put it in there just one more time. So once it turns off, that is enough, but I like to strive on or walk on the side of caution there, so definitely I'm going to do it this way. Alright. And you should be done, so let me see your nail, please. And it's just going to turn off on its own. Absolutely beautiful salon quality fingernail. Immaculate. Beautiful, beautiful nail. I do see a little of that spill over there, so I will take care of that. But this is a beautiful nail. I'm very excited to be able to do this. I have quite a few full sets there in that kit. I will be using that acrylic a lot, and I am just so excited at how this turned out. So if you like my video, see it's shaped absolutely perfect. Both sides, it's shaped perfect. Beautiful nail. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can have salon quality nails very easily. Stop holding your hand hard. You can have salon quality nails at a fraction of the cost. And I hope you enjoy this video. I hope that we can continue to grow together through the power of couponing. And that's that. Thank you all, and I will see you soon.